For the middle child of the shooters, always overlooked, never outgunned, welcome back to Double Charlie. Today, we have a cool one for you guys. We have the Broad River Tactical. It is their Car15 9mm adapter, integrally suppressed barrel. This thing's really cool, guys. It's Ryan behind the cameras, personal build. He's gonna come on, walk us through it, tell us a little bit about, tell us all about it. And yeah, just break this one down for you guys. Ryan! What's up, Ryan?
Hey.
Ryan.
Yeah, so like Greg said, this is from Broad River Tactical. This is their 9mm Car15 SD. They specialize in integrally suppressed uppers, which is really the goal with these builds. I went a little different route. They sell the complete uppers on their site. I bought the ported barrel and the hub adapter from them because I already had the upper laying around.
Probably rolling some footage of that. Just kind of showing you guys exactly what it is and what he's working with. Yeah, so Ryan, what was like the intentions behind this? Why did you go, with this setup specifically, opposed to like, we all know my 22, the Nordic Components upper, great for night vision, just quiet, fun, cheap, inexpensive shooting. What was your direction with this?
So what this does is it takes conventional 9mm ammo, supersonic ammo, and converts it down to subsonic. The porting on the barrel is right in this location. We'll show some extra footage of that in a minute. What it does is as the bullet travels down the barrel, allows it to bleed off a lot of that pressure. The adapter here is basically a hollow tube with some threads on the end, and it allows all of that gas pressure to vent out into this empty space, essentially, doubling the volume of what the YHM R9 typically has.
Nice.
So between the bleeding of pressure to drop the round to actually being subsonic and then providing that extra volume, it gets stupid quiet.
Sure does. So you're basically, what you're saying is you're turning like 124 grain rounds into subs.
Yep. So SD platforms
cool.
were initially designed for 124 grain NATO. Pretty hot, spicy round, and this is dropping them down to subsonic velocities.
Which is awesome.
Yep, we have a little bit of chronograph video we can show you guys in a second to demonstrate how it's dropping 115 grains and then 124 grain NATOs. All right, guys, we got Greg at about 20-25 yards down there. He's gonna give us a couple shots to see what this sounds like. I'll be safely out of the way. All right, guys, we're gonna do the same thing. Greg's at about 50 yards. Give you a couple more rounds of 9mm.
All right, guys, we're gonna run the chrono with some 115 range ammo, just your typical stuff you're gonna plink at the range with and train with. See what we're getting for average speeds. 944. Dirty gun. $940. All right, up next we have our 124 grain NATO. See what we're getting on the chrono. $1084. 1089, 1072, 1070, 1085, last one, 1088. You have an average 1081. Oh yeah.
And then a little extra things I have set up on here, just a regular primary arms hollow sun optic, has the ACSS reticle to give you those subtensions and holds. Taking this thing out pretty successfully to 200 yards on a full-size IPSC.
No problem.
Wasn't quite able to make good hits at 300. Subsonic 9mm at 300 has something like 17 feet of drop.
Right.
I think I'll double check that, but it's a lot of drop.
Yeah, and we're also making these hits knowing the range, having been shooting at this range for 10 years. You know, it all comes down to training. You guys can make those hits too. You just have to figure it out, basically.
Yep, so a couple other little details. Currently it's a braced pistol. Just in a cheap lower I had laying around. At some point I will convert that to an SBR. Then I threw on a, what is that? Battle Arms Development AMB bolt catch.
Yep.
The super safety in there, some forward controls, magazine release, Aero Precision upper, Aero Precision handguard. Again, what I had laying around. If I didn't, I would have gone with the Car15 one through Broad River Tactical.
Yeah.
For the night vision fun, this is the SMS Laser HFXC.
Video to come.
It is a full power laser that also has a 1000 lumen white light built in for $265, give or take. Pricing is fluctuating a little bit. What's neat about this laser is it allows you to individually adjust your illuminator and laser brightness. So if you want full power illumination, low power laser to not bloom out your target, this is a great way to achieve that.
That'll be a fun one.
Rounding out the front is the BRT Tactical hub adapter and a YHM R9 can.
So Broad River Tactical, they're not the biggest name in the space. I honestly didn't know them until you bought this and built this. What are they offering? Are they offering like a full build on this? Is it just parts like you have?
Yeah, so they offer barrel, adapter, separately if you want to purchase those individually. They also offer complete uppers, and they offer that in, at the moment, I believe 9mm, 300 blackout, 5.56, and 338 arc.
All integrally suppressed?
Yes, integrally suppressed and radial delayed. That was the, I think they offer both options, either radial delayed or regular blowback. So what's additionally kind of nice about this is the radial delayed bolt system. You have to get a barrel specifically for that. You can't put a radial delayed bolt in a conventional barrel. But what it does is it has some chamfers cut onto the bolt face that isn't quite as smooth as roller delayed, but much smoother than a direct blowback.
Yeah, we'll roll some pictures of that in there for you. Show you how that looks. That's just all on the bolt, right?
Yep, so there's no gas system in this, right. And same thing with their 300 blackout and their 338 arc. There's no gas system, which again allows it to be a little bit quieter because you don't have quite as much gas blowing back through a tube, back out the gas ports.
Which I guess will lead me into the next question. How is it shooting? Do you have a lot of gas coming back in your face since it is that blowback type system?
You do not. It's actually pretty low gas. It does get dirty, which all integrally suppressed guns do.
We ran into some issues there.
Really no way around it, but I think I've cleaned it once around the 600 round mark, and we haven't cleaned it since, and we're probably over 2,500 rounds at this point.
Especially with the super safety.
Yeah, so my goal with this was saving money on ammo, and that doesn't happen. These are just stupid
Shout
fun
out
to
Abe's.
shoot. Stupid fun to shoot, yeah. Yeah, thanks Abe's. That helps a lot.
Talked about what it's like shooting it, talked about the specs, what it is, what the build is. Broad River Tactical, based out of North Carolina, small shop. Seems to be one of the only doing integrally suppressed barrel builds at an affordable price. So make sure you go check them out. We're gonna drop their links in the description. You'll be able to find them, find these parts, and yeah, make sure you go check them out.
Yeah, so like you're saying, affordable, right? You can get an MP5 SD, like $5-6 grand if you're lucky. You can convert an MCX into an SD platform. Again, you have to buy the MCX and then send that out to be converted. This, straight from the start, integrally suppressed SD build, dropping those 9 mils down to subsonic speeds, low recoil.
Bolted right in, no issues.
Yeah, threw this together, shot it without issues.
Even with the Super Safe.
Again, all of this is designed to just kind of work out of the box, throw it onto your AR-15 lower, which is really the benefit here. You don't have to get another lower.
Yep.
You don't have to change out your springs, your buffer weights, nothing like that. This is not an AR-9 buffer weight. This started with a carbine weight buffer on a carbine weight spring and a carbine length buffer system. Ran fine with that. I've run it on an A5, no issues there with an A5 H2. Currently I have a H3, carbine weight H3 with a Springco white red spring in there. So slightly above a carbine weight spring, not quite as stiff as like a blue or a green.
Right.
And the goal with that was, the heavier spring was just to push it through, push the bolt home a little bit better.
All that carbon build up, all that grime.
Yeah, one of the things, and we'll focus in on it in B-roll, is the magazines require, part of the magazine is the feed ramp. So if that gets dirty, your rounds can get a little jammed up.
For sure. Which is, you know, the case for all AR platform type rifles, even my 22 especially, I think gets hung up once it's dirty.
Yeah.
5.56, you know, you go a couple thousand rounds without cleaning, your feed ramps, they're gonna be, you know, binding up going in. That's just inevitable stuff that's gonna happen as you shoot your stuff. If you only shoot off a bench once every couple months, then yeah, your stuff won't get dirty. You won't run into limitations and the failure points of your gear, you know. That'd be awesome. Yeah, no, I love shooting this thing. It's been a blast having this as part of the channel now, just being able to, you know, not be dumping 5.56 when we're just out with the boys shooting night vision, being able to toss this in the mix with the 22 and just not dumping, you know, 50 cents a round almost again for 5.56. It's just not 2018 anymore, unfortunately, with those 300, you know, dollar cases of 5.56. So yeah, turning even 115 grains at cycling, no problem, which is incredible.
Yeah, 20 cents a round for 115 steel case.
Yep, still shooting that, no problem. And yeah, no, this thing's really cool. Broad River Tactical, you guys definitely built something special with this barrel, and can't wait to see what else you guys have, honestly. All right, guys, so just to wrap this one up, just kind of show you the form factor and how, you know, you don't have to go and change out your placard with this. You know, your mags will fit right into your chest rigs, plate carriers, all your 5.56 placards, no problem. This is an S-Tac, just 5.56 standard mag pouch, fits right in there. As long as I don't get my shirt in there as well, you know, no problem reloading out of the belt. So that's great, right? You don't have to change any of your kit around. You'll be able to just get all your reps like a normal AR, shooting steel up close with the boys, shooting trash up close with the boys. You know, all your nighttime fun. We touched on the inexpensive, as we all know, of 9 mil. Yeah, you know, you have a great soft shooting AR type platform 9 mil that you can train new shooters on, shoot steel challenge with. You know, introducing firearms to people with a quiet gun is just such a better experience for those folks learning, opposed to introducing them to a 5.56, right? So having something like this is just awesome. This thing's awesome. Alrighty, guys, that brings us to the end of this Broad River Tactical part, talking about the integrally suppressed barrel with their adapter here, their collar. They do sell complete uppers. Make sure you go check out Broad River Tactical. Tell them Double Charlie sent you. They don't really know who we are, but you know, you can tell them that we sent you there. And always big shout out to Abe's. These super safeties are costing us a lot of ammo. So Abe's Awesome Armament, New Hampton, New Hampshire. Make sure you check them out, especially if you're local. You know, support them if you can. And you know how it is, guys. Stay tactical, stay practical, always shoot base. Catch you on the next one.